What's good? What's good? What's really, really good? Good people. That's right. You know what day it is. You know what time it is. And in case you did not know, you are watching. Get ready for the hottest online TV show. It's Let's Talk with Edigga, live in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. And now, your host, the man you all know and love, Edigga. That's right, good people. It's Let's Talk with me. That's right, Edigga, live right here on Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you go to the fan page of Charm City Direct TV at facebook.com/Charm City Direct TV. And in case you don't really, bang with Facebook like that, you can head on over to YouTube, which we are live right now. You can head on over by going to Charm City Direct TV tonight, good people. You see, I know a pretty good amount of people, and the people that I know are unique. They are amazing. They are awesome. And tonight we are going to bring on a young lady who exemplifies all of that. And I'm talking about none other than my good friend. I've been knowing her for a while. I've seen her on Facebook. You know, we chat here and there. We like each other posts. But now she's here. She's here. And I'm excited. I am excited. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to bring her on because she got something to tell you. And she has something to teach you. That's right. We are never too old to learn. And it's always good to learn new things. So I'm going to bring her on, my good friend, and I hope I'm saying her name right, Nabria.
That's correct.
All right, got it, because I am horrible with names. I see it and I try to pronounce it, and then 9 times out of 10 I mess it up. So,
It's okay.
ladies and gentlemen, Nabria, she is here. She got something to tell you. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, Duaul. Thank you. Duaul is in Meruneder, but we'll get to that.
What did that mean?
It means thank you.
Wow.
And yeah, it means thank you. And that's in ancient Egyptian,
Okay.
which people know, but it's really called Meruneder, but we'll get into that.
Medinator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
Meruneder.
I'm learning something now. Always learning something. And you can watch this broadcast right now, like I said, 2 ways. Facebook, which we are live right now, and YouTube. Head on over to YouTube because some people, Debris, believe it or not, don't really like Facebook like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They prefer, YouTube, but
Yeah,
I'm over there too. So hey,
it works.
it works. It works. So we're going to get into it. Of course, I got a couple of questions to ask you. And for the people that don't know who you are, briefly tell the people who you are and what you do.
Yes. Well, I do many things, but I'm gonna start with my graphic design business. I do graphics, anything, and it's with branding and graphics. I do as well with printing. I as well am a Meruneder translator, and I'm still a student, but I've came to a level where so I can actually teach. Okay. I as well. I'm going to start other courses as well that's gearing to African culture, and I'm also a filmmaker, a new filmmaker. So those are like the main things. Like I do everything designs, everything prints. Yeah, it's
Wow.
yeah. I'm just really artistic.
Wow. Because when we talked earlier, you was like, "Hey, look, I'm busy.
Yes,
I am busy."
I'm
And it,
always doing something.
yeah, and it gets
Yeah,
like that. It gets like that.
yeah, yeah.
When did you begin to have the passion for graphic design?
It started with me being a recording artist, actually. I
Okay.
used to sing. I still have the gift for singing. That's it's a gift.
Wow.
But I had to brand myself. I actually had a mentor that gave me some programs, and he was like, learn it. Because I was like, I
Mm.
don't know if I can afford somebody to brand me. He said, learn it. And I ended up self-teaching myself to learn everything that I do. And then people are like, you're really good. So that ended up making me turn it into a business and become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So
To
yeah,
get paid behind it.
and I've been now doing it for 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Something you just said, branding
Uh-huh.
yourself.
Hmm.
Talk about that for a minute. And I know this was not a part of the questions, but
Hmm.
talk about that because artists out there really don't know what that means. So talk about branding
Well,
yourself.
right. Well, first off, you have to know what your audience is. That's really, really important to know what your audience is. And then you not to confuse that audience. Okay. So you need to make sure that your brand, whatever you're promoting, it makes sense.
Mm.
And that you are again branding it to that specific audience very, very clear. So branding, website, business cards, all these different ways for people to contact you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think that they should not be online, and from this pandemic, definitely a lot of people have learned that you having a physical business is not enough. You
Mm-hmm.
need to have an online presence. You need to have some way that other ways that people can contact you.
Okay.
So branding is really important, and so to guarantee the success of your business.
Yes. Yes. Y'all hear that, artists? I think one of the questions was for me. To answer your question, Raymond, yes, I do. We could talk about that after the show. So, as a woman graphic designer,
Hmm.
did you face any obstacles from performing your passion?
I did on different levels. Well,
Okay.
first off, again, I am self-taught, so I've always it's not like I went to school for anything that I do. So I always have to keep up with learning more and more and more different things so I can actually stay in the trend. And
Okay.
then as well, I also had to work a little bit harder from me being a woman and in a like a male-dominated kind of industry.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely did face some obstacles with that, but I'm here. I'm here. I've been blessed.
That's what's
I've
up.
been blessed. Yes.
How has the coronavirus, or people know it either, or COVID-19,
Hmm.
how has that impacted your business?
It really hasn't impacted it in a bad way. It's actually been pretty positive for the factor of I've gained new customers and I've been able to share with people that you need this form of you need to be online basically.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be
Mm-hmm.
online. You need to, they understand the need of it now because at first a lot of people, they didn't get the need, but yeah. So
It's interesting that you say that because it has driven a lot of people to do this,
mhm.
not being in close proximity to people,
Yeah.
and pretty much catch people in their element, catch people in their homes. For instance, live streaming. A lot of people shunned live streaming.
Hmm.
And I said that was the easiest form to communicate with people because, believe it or not, and I was just telling somebody this, you'll be amazed at how many people don't like to travel.
Hmm.
And once they, saw the comforts of this and, how easy it is, a
Hmm.
lot of people jumped and gravitated towards live streaming. And in your respect, for graphic design, everybody needed something printed, tickets, business cards, and so forth. So yeah,
Absolutely.
this it served it served a purpose, good and bad. It brought a lot of people to a clearer understanding that you don't necessarily have to be at face to face somewhat,
Right.
and to reach out more and see
Hmm.
what people have to offer. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
let's talk about your latest project.
Yes.
Teaching people to read and understand Egyptian hieroglyphics. I love that word, hieroglyphics. I just like how it rolls off.
Yes.
What was the motivation behind creating the project, first of all?
Yeah, well, this is not the first time I've actually started teaching. It's just the first time I started teaching online.
Okay.
I've taught this before, but I see that a lot of people are now gravitating to wanting to know a little bit more about African culture,
Hmm.
about themselves, and everything like that. And a lot of people have asked me, where do I start? Okay, so I let them
Hmm.
know the best place to actually start, besides you actually getting like a DNA test done to see your background lineage of, to see, what your tribe is, you should definitely go to Kemet. Kemet is the word for Egypt, because
Okay.
the people called their land Kemet.
Commit.
Okay,
Okay.
Kemet,
Okay.
yes. So the reason why I say you should start there is because the Medu Neter, which is the Egyptian hieroglyphics,
Hmm.
again, they call their language the Medu Neter or the Medu Neter.
Okay.
They have the largest and oldest body of African writings in history.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, that is the place that I feel as though, like, if you have no knowledge, I think you should start there. If you don't have no ties, you're trying to figure it out, you should
Hmm.
start there. And even if you do know your lineage, I still think that you still should start there. You need to know the language so you can know the culture of the people. That is very important. And that's what I learned from the beginning of my journey. That is so important. You can't embrace the culture if you don't know the language. Just like
Mm.
us, you cannot be an American if
If
you
you
don't know how
don't
to
know
speak
English.
American, right? You don't know English. So yeah, yeah.
Wow. You created a very impactful commercial. Awesome.
Thank you.
And I want to take this time right now to play that if I can. And for those who have not seen it, this commercial is on YouTube, correct?
That's correct. Hmm.
So I'm gonna play it right now, and I just want people to see this. This man, I probably watched this thing like 10 times. This is incredible. So check this out. Wow. Wow. OMG. That was incredible.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to do that?
You'll be shocked. It only took me a day. I told you I've been doing designs for a while.
And see, right there,
Yeah.
I would have took me at least like a week. You know,
I
the
get it.
detail and oh, that is incredible. That is incredible. Your name, I noticed that in parentheses it had another name. Can you
Mhm.
pronounce that?
Yeah, it is Ujat Abit Ma'at. Yes.
Wow, and that is your whole name.
Yeah, that's my comedic Ren. So that's
Oh,
my comedic name. Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. So typically when people get African names, it's different ways that you can actually end up getting your African name. Um, it can come through a birthing ritual. It
Hmm.
can actually I'm sorry, not like just like a birthing ritual. And let me rephrase that.
Hmm.
Um, they have birthing ceremonies, whereas though like after a child is born, they actually can get that particular name. Okay,
Okay.
and then sometimes depending on your spirituality and how spiritually are connected, it can come that way. And I mean, that was pretty much the way that it happened for me. I'm very spiritual. I've been on a that's what actually led me on this journey.
Hmm.
Uh, my spirituality. I am spiritual. So yeah, you
Wow.
know, yeah. But that was what I was given. And usually your name is given off of your personality traits.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So what if you and I'm sorry, these questions are not a part of the questions.
No problem.
I'm just feeding off of what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's so for instance, a person like myself
Hmm.
who was given the name at birth,
Hmm.
who wants to inquire a name, how does that happen?
Okay, so if you do not get that, if you're not, I'm not going to say if you're not spiritually in tune,
Okay.
because again, because it can actually come through a spiritual experience.
Okay.
But what you can do traditionally in African traditions is that you can go to like a priest for them to
Okay.
actually name you. Okay, so yeah, you can go to an African priest and then get and go through a naming ceremony. Somebody that is, yeah, somebody that's a priest. Yeah,
Wow.
they can definitely do that. Hmm.
That's
Yes.
interesting. I
Uh,
because I often, wonder about that. Like,
mhm.
uh that's interesting. Like I'm ready. I
He said already.
I need a name. But this
Okay.
is so interesting. So interesting. The courses that you will be teaching, how is that broken down?
So we're going to start from the beginning. So the same
Okay.
way that any language would actually be taught, we're going to go through it all grammatically. So I'm
Okay.
going to start with, of course, why the name is called the name that it is. What did the people name themselves? What they don't really call it the alphabet. They actually call
Okay.
it the unliterals.
The
So you have
unliterals.
yeah, you have unliterals, you have biliterals, you have triliterals, and you also have determinatives. All these different things make up the words and then also your phrases that actually make the grammar system.
Okay.
So we're just going to go through a number of things. We're going to go through, again, the alphabets. We're going to go through numbers, counting. I'm just going to start way from the beginning. Okay, I'm going to start
Wow.
from the beginning. And again, this beginner's course is going to lead to more courses down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are you planning to start?
Okay. So I'm thinking about releasing it next Friday. Okay, that's the aim. I've been working on it for a little while now.
Okay.
It's just I just decided to put out a commercial for it now since I'm actually coming to my conclusion of everything. So
Okay.
next Friday, that is my aim of where I'm going to end up launching it. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
So and I think this is one of the questions, but let's stick to the questions. You
Uh-huh.
said after the project of teaching, you want to do a movie.
Yes. Yes.
Talk
Yes.
about the
Yes.
importance of that.
Yes. So again, we need we need more African films, more cultural films that
Yes.
actually are powerful. That's not going against because imagery is so important. Imagery is
Yes.
so important. Like that is what has got our society to where it's at right now through imagery.
Yes.
from religious to general, even in music videos, all these different things. So I want to create a positive, healthy outlook and imagery for Black people.
Okay.
I think it's so necessary for our children to come so they won't experience and go through the same things that we have been through.
And we was talking about that
Hmm.
and working out the kinks of the program. And we said that was the joy of Black Panther. How people
Hmm.
came out and they were so excited. It was so much joy. It was so much excitement that a film was coming out about a fictional superhero, but it shows royalty. It
Yes.
showed the different tribes and things of that nature. And I said, we can't do another slave movie.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right.
I like I said, I know where I come. Well, I know what happened. I know what my ancestors endured.
Hmm.
I don't want to keep I don't want to keep uh, being reminded of that.
Right.
I need to see us graduating uh, and seeing us in royalty. So you're right, and I totally agree that we need to see some different movies that talks about our heritage, our culture, our ancient heritage, languages. So this is definitely amazing to me.
Oh,
And
yes. May I add on to that?
sure,
You know what the Black Panther, some certain things that's interesting about the Black Panther, right?
yes.
In the movie, what the Wakanians was actually speaking was Kosa.
Hmm.
Okay. So,
Coast.
and on top of, yeah, the Xhosa language, that's
Okay.
a South African language.
Okay.
Um, and it was interesting how they actually took so many different pieces from Africa, like their traditions and practices of uh, how they drank, how the king, he actually drank some
Mm-hmm.
tea to
Mm-hmm.
actually go into visiting the ancestors, like he drank some herbs.
Mm.
It's priests that actually do those different things, literally. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it was just
Mm-hmm.
so many different practices that was actually shown in that movie that actually made it so powerful. So our ancestors' traditions were really alive in that film,
Yes.
even down to the speech.
Yes.
So that's why I said it's so important that we make more films that is a representation of us.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, how can people take advantage of these courses, and what platform will you use to teach?
Well, you can take advantage of it, whereas though it's going to, like they left it for us to learn and for us to
Okay.
pass down to our children.
Okay.
So I definitely want people to not just teach themselves, but have their children to learn so they can pass it down. That's really the main thing. Just keeping it alive, just keeping them alive, our ancestors alive is so important. Because if we keep them alive and we speak the sounds that they spoken and we write the way that we did, it can actually reactivate our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from us actually again reliving the energy that they was already in
Okay.
through vocalization and everything. So.
Okay.
Yes, and it's going to be available. I think we'll put it on my website. I'm going to end up
Okay.
having it on my website. Yeah, so I'm still working out those details. Like I said, the mid next week I'll have all of those details even more clear than what I actually have it right now.
And what is your website? I'm gonna put it up on the
It is
screen.
www.royaltydesigns.pro.com.
Royalty Designs
Mhm.
Pro. I can't type. Don't laugh.
Okay. I also have a YouTube channel, which is the Natural African Academy. Now, on there, I already started to have a YouTube that's speaking the language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm going to have more things that's going to go over the culture and the language. That's going to be snippets, just teaching people about culture from spirituality, not just languages, spirituality and just a lot of different things, ceremonies. all types of different things I'm gonna
Wow.
end up putting on there. Yeah.
This is amazing. That is the website, people. So make sure you go there and check it out and learn something different, learn something new. Like I always say, I'm never too old to learn. I don't know everything. I learn every day. So, and this was definitely a learning experience for me tonight. So that is the website. Make sure y'all go there and support this. It is incredible. Um, Now, how can people donate? How can people sponsor, sign up for the courses?
Yes, so I'm letting everybody know right now how to sign up is right now just to directly contact me at my website, or you can actually donate to Royalty Design Pro through Cash App or through PayPal.
Okay.
I am available to, and as far as with sponsorship as well, just contact me about that. I'm going to have a working platform that I'm going to use for people to contact me even further. But right now, those are my best contacts. Yes,
Okay.
Royalty
And this
Design
is
Pro.
your Cash App,
Yes, that's
correct?
my Cash
All
App. Yes,
right. Y'all saw
and
it
my
here
PayPal
first.
is the same.
PayPal is the same.
Is the exact same. Yes.
Great. Um, how can people find you on social media?
Okay. Well, my name on there is Christine Nabria McKenzie.
Okay.
Okay. And then also I have my Ujat Abit Ma'at page as well. Yeah, and then also I have a Royalty Designs Pro business page as well. But
Okay.
again, my website, and if you contact me on a Christine Nabria McKenzie, that's my main page.
Okay. Now, I'm like I said, this is not a part of the questions, but you
Okay.
a while ago
Uh-huh.
you were running for it was beauty pageant, if I'm saying that right.
Yes. Yes.
Could
Yes.
you
Yes. Yes.
care to talk about that for a minute?
Sure. So I've been a part of beauty pageants since 2018. I started with Miss Culture USA,
Okay.
and I was representing Miss South Africa. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
And last year, 28, I'm sorry, not last year, 2018 to 2019, I was Miss South Africa again. And this time it was with Miss Ebony World. Okay,
Hmm.
my platform was workforce development. Even though I wasn't crowned the queen of that particular pageant, again, I still represented for my culture,
Okay.
again, representing the African culture. And my platform was workforce development, explaining to people why, um, why they need to be entrepreneurs,
Okay.
why they need to be entrepreneurs. Why was that important to do? So, yeah,
Wow.
yes,
That's
yes, yes.
incredible.
I got
That's
some new
incredible.
stuff that's coming, but I can't talk about it yet. But hopefully, y'all see it soon if you're following me.
That was incredible. Because
Yes.
you shared the link and I looked at it, I said, man, she is doing everything. Like this is incredible. Wow. So what I like to do,
Mhm.
Nabria, is have the person that I'm speaking to offer some type of advice. So what advice could you give to someone that wants to learn their culture, their heritage, but find themselves somewhat limited?
Yes. Again, it goes back to, like I said, what I was talking about earlier is if you want to learn about African culture, I would suggest that you definitely get a test done to know more about your background for starting. And then also, we need to start with what is the largest body of information that our ancestors left collectively for us all. And that's why I am initiating, it's other teachers that are out here, because I was taught by a teacher, uh, but from the Kemetic Institute of Philology.
Okay.
Um, Her name is Raketi Amen. She was my Sabbat. So now I'm welcoming people to have me be their Sabbat, okay, to again to learn to have some type of starting ground,
Yes.
has some type of starting ground until they get to a place where so they know their actual tribe. And then I would say again, you start with learning the language first so you can know the culture. So that would be my advice. That would be my advice.
The name Sabat,
Mm-hmm.
teacher.
Yes, that means teacher in marionette. I'm sorry. I'm going bilingual. I'm going back
No,
and
I
forth. I'm going back and forth. And she like, hold up.
no,
Yes,
I just took a stab at that one.
you did good. Listen, you pronounced it absolutely well. Yes.
Great.
But these are the things that I'm going to teach in my course. Again, I'm open with a starting ritual because, again, with everything in our African tradition, we always give libations. We always give offerings
Yeah.
to our ancestors
Okay.
to welcome in and usher in new things that we're learning, that we are doing. So I'm going to start with that, and then we're going to go through all of that. We're going to go through what a teacher is, how to say that, what is the name of a student,
Mm-hmm.
okay, how to say that, and
Mm.
so many other different things. So
Oh.
many other different things. It's going to be very powerful.
So another question: if you don't, because I used to hear libations a lot.
Hmm.
In my church, we used to celebrate Kwanzaa,
Uh-huh.
and we did or we did the ritual of libations. So I heard that a lot. If you don't do that, is that a form of disrespect towards the ancestors?
Um, it kind of is.
Okay.
It kind of is because again, our ancestors help us daily, and other spirits help us daily on the other side. So we won't have troubles in our lives.
Okay.
Of course, you need some troubles because you need lessons.
Yes.
But so they just protect you for so much. They are there. So when people cross over,
Mm-hmm.
they don't leave you. They don't
Mm.
leave. They are here. They're still present. So we just give offerings to those spirits, those higher spirits, the elevated ones, because some people, that's a whole nother subject. You got to bring me on for comedic spirituality. I'm about to get super deep on here.
We
but
don't have nothing but time.
Yes, but again, it's so important that we respect and we pay homage to our ancestors. That's really, really, really important because they help us. They do help
Yes.
us. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's so necessary.
Wow. This people, good people. This has been definitely a treat for me. I am so honored right now. Like I said, you learn something new every day. Every single day, and outside, inside, just talking to people, you learn something new every day, and this is a great way to learn about your heritage, your culture, your ancient heritage, so forth and so on. So, Nabria, I just want to say thank you again for coming on the show to talk about this great project that you're doing. It
Thank
is
you.
so needed and it's so helpful right now, especially now, especially now. So
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Do I will. Do I will.
You're welcome. I'm
Yes.
learning. I'm learning.
Yes.
Any shout outs?
Yes, I want to shout out again my teacher. I had an amazing teacher. She's actually still my teacher, but yeah, I had an amazing teacher. Her name is Riketti Amin. I would suggest that you do look her up. She has books
Okay.
that also teach on the Medu Netter. I am as well. I'm going to end up releasing books, but right now she is a good source for that information. Again, it's other people that's out here that do it, but yeah, she has taught pretty much everybody that I know.
That's
Yes.
who you recommend.
Yes, who I
Yeah.
recommend. That's who I
Okay.
recommend. Yes.
Wow.
So yes, and we have a lot of African scholars. I would suggest that a lot of people look into different African scholars.
Okay.
We had Sheikh Anta Diop. We had Yosef Ben
Okay.
Yakinen. I'm sorry. It's so many different powerful scholars that we have out here that is taught different forms of knowledge, not just the Medu. I'm just generally talking about African culture.
Mm.
And they were here. They were here in America, and
Okay.
not saying they didn't travel back to Africa, but they started from where we were, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And they became scholars, They became scholars. Another one of my teachers, Netra Neb Akuseptepi, I got to make sure that I send him a shout out. He as well was one of my teachers in linguistics. Yes, 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 because linguistics is important for you to understand comparative studies, to understand language, to know what they're connected to. Because a lot of people acknowledge or try to acknowledge it that don't have a lot of information of ancient Egypt being a dead language, and it's not, because we have other African languages that actually help us to know how to vocalize and to understand what that language that writing system was saying. So yeah, so a lot of people's like, you can't read the hieroglyphics. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, so yeah. So yes, I think that's
Wow.
it for my shout outs. I got a lot of people that I love. I got a lot of sisters. I'm not sure if they're watching, but y'all all know who y'all are. I love all of y'all. Yes.
And congratulations to you as well on the birth of your son.
Thank you.
Yes, he is
Yes.
so big. He is so handsome.
Thank you so much. Yes, yes. My little
Wow.
prince. His name Prince Kingston.
Prince Kingston. I
Yes,
love it.
I named him that purposely so people would know his worth.
Yes.
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 And last but not least, wanted to get your views on the recent murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. What are your thoughts on that? And the
It's
reason why I'm asking is because we have Prince. My son is 17, and your son is how old?
one.
1. And right now, it's just a bad time in America right now towards our grown men and young men, for that matter. So, what are your thoughts on the recent murder of Mr. George Floyd?
It's it's hurtful. Okay, it's all really hurtful. Um it's just so hard. I think that I don't even know. It used to be a time where so we could say, okay, if we teach our young men to be this way, they won't experience this. Um, it's not even that anymore. Like nowadays, this police brutality is out of control. It's really outrageous to me. I'm still trying to process how I'm going to um, have my son to deal with that. Growing forward, I'm just hoping that it's going to get better. And again, I think it's more leaders that needs to help this problem to get better. So that's another reason why I want people to embrace culture, because maybe they might visit back home. They'll understand the purpose of ownership. uh just it's so many different things that I think needs to align so we won't experience these things. And then also I remember a time where so we had our own military. We had people that protected us. We had Black
Yes.
Panthers and stuff. And I do know we do have a new Black Panther party. But yeah, I think that's something that we need to focus on. Our children knowing law, our children being able to grow into protecting themselves, especially our young men, and protecting their families, and knowing how to address these situations. But yeah, it's really hard. I think that we have a whole lot of work that needs to be done
Yes.
around this.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really a tough topic. It really is, and
Yeah.
and it's really sad that he has a daughter. He has a daughter.
Yeah, and I saw her today. And then they showed videos with him interacting with her. So my prayers going out to his family.
Yeah,
Um, wow, wow, really a bad time in America right now.
yeah,
Really a bad time, especially with this pandemic and with this murder
yeah,
right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. But again, if we have, I think we just need more leaders. We need more leaders to rise up and to help combat the situations. We had Malcolm X and people like Marcus Garvey and all these different people that were really, that made people scared. It made people scared
Yeah.
to do certain things to Black people.
And we
We
need
need
that fear. We need
we
that
need
fear
that
again.
again.
Yeah,
Yes,
we need that fear. And you're
we need it
absolutely
again.
right. Yeah, it was, they did stuff, but it wasn't to this point.
Yeah, yeah,
They tried, but now it's blatant.
right.
Because just what you said, it's no more leaders. It's no more people. That's like a bully in school. Um, you know,
Right.
if the person that he or she is bullying has another person that the bully going to back off, but now there's no more fear, and we need that fear back. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I want to say thank you again. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show to share your project, what you're doing, and continuing to do for the culture, for our people. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for coming on to
And
the show.
thank you for these positive platforms. We need more positive media.
Thank you.
Media.
I
Yes.
try. I try.
Yes. So
Definitely going to be chopping it up with you soon. And as soon as you said Friday, you're going to drop the project
yes,
or
next
drop the
Friday,
next
the
Friday.
course.
Yeah, I'll be here any way I can help. Just let me know.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I look
Yes.
forward to hopefully coming back on your show again.
Anytime.
Yes.
Anytime.
And we can talk about more things. We can
Yes.
talk about so many more things. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
All
All right.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my good friend Nabria, and she was coming on to talk about her project. Excuse me. And she was coming on to talk about a project. Make sure you check check it out. It's great. It's awesome. Here's our information one more time. I'll put up that website. There it is. Go there. Check it out. And also make sure you contribute. Make sure you spend your money. This is so needed, people. This is so needed for our community, for our culture. So make sure you support and support her and support black-owned businesses. Right now, with this pandemic, a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are struggling, and the only way we can get ahead or do some things is if you support. Like I said, support don't necessarily have to be monetary. It can be as little as a like, a share, a follow, or got to spend the money right there and support and sponsor, donate, whatever you can do to help. Hey, this has been another great episode of Let's Talk with Edigga. Make sure you check me out next week because I have special interview with this young man, and I don't have it now. I took it off. Special interview with internationally renowned saxophonist Mike Phillips. He has worked with the likes of Stevie Wonder, Avery Sunshine, Prince, Brian Midnight, Jill Scott, you name it, some heavy hitters in the music industry, and he's going to come on to talk about that. To talk about that. Also, talk about his new fourth studio album, the Pull Off the Sheets pull off the covers. Pull off the covers. That's the name of the album. And he remade the famous song by Craig Mack, artist Craig Mack, the late Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear. You have to see this video. Go to YouTube and type in Flavor in Your Ear remix. He did that. Incredible. Incredible. So make sure you tune in next week. He will be here live talking about the album, how he got started in music, everybody that he worked with. Is going to be great. I want to say thank you again to my special guest tonight, Miss Nabria, Royalty Designs Pro. Make sure you check her out. Go to her website, contribute. Her new project will be dropping next Friday. Make sure you support it. Make sure you donate to the project. Great, awesome person. Hey, this has been Let's Talk with Edigga. I holla at you when I smile at you. Peace.